Chris Ragsdale. He's our interim, yeah, right here it says interim superintendent. Chris Ragsdale. That's you. I've seen you in the paper. Yeah. I always say this, that everybody gets their time in the barrel with the MDJ. The problem is sometimes you can't get in the barrel. It's because Cobb County School's in there, and so is Marietta and other folks. So, we look forward to working with you as long as they have you. Again, thanks so much for everybody being here. This is a great night, and we got some kids that we want to recognize, and I do want to thank the city staff that set this up. I guess y'all had refreshments before we meeting. How were they? Yeah, they'll be on your water bill next month. The very bottom of the thing. And the reason why we don't come to the reception is because we're upstairs doing city business before our council meeting tonight. So we're going to start tonight. Why is everybody around Chris Ragsdale tonight? Y'all can back away from him. I'm just kidding. Chris, I know you don't want to say anything, but you can. No, really. We let y'all speak, and if you'll just sort of set the tone for not taking a bunch of time, because some of these principals, especially with you here tonight, we won't get out of this part till 10, 11 o'clock tonight.
Good to see you. Thank you. Appreciate everybody coming out, and this is a great event. Appreciate the mayor hosting this and the council. We had our Volunteer of the Year award lunch, I guess you could call it, this week. And just a short story. I told it there. I tell it here because when you hear the term volunteer, it's always fascinated me about how our minds work. You have different triggers. Different things trigger different images, in your brain and stuff. So sounds, smells, tastes, music, songs, all trigger some type of event. So what I think about when I hear the term volunteer, my granddaddy was a World War II veteran. He was captured, POW, served in POW camp in Nazi Germany. Went through a lot of stuff. Couldn't even begin to imagine going through what he went through. But what I want you to think about, because it's what I think about, that generation, World War II, somebody was trying to basically be a dictator over the rest of the world. And everybody volunteered to go fight for what we are afforded today. Did nobody have to drag them out? Didn't have nobody go to, break up families and you have to go fight the war. They volunteered. So when I hear the term volunteer, that's the trigger for me. So that's what I think about. So, our staff, the parents, the principals, the teachers, and the kids. Kids are obviously the most important part of our school district because that's what makes us or breaks us. They're the success of our district. The teachers doing the work in the classroom each and every day, most important employee we've got in the school district. But all of the staff play a role and are on the team. But the volunteers, you guys actually volunteer your time, your service, and of yourself to help make our school district what it is. So I just want to leave you with how much I appreciate you, appreciate what you do. But most importantly, when I hear the term volunteer, that's the trigger for me. And I take it very seriously, and I want to just let you guys know how much I appreciate that. So thanks again, Mr. Mayor, for hosting this, and I appreciate the time.
Thank you, Chris. And I recognize Dale Gaddis and Tim Schultz, our district school board member. I think Tim's been at just about every one of these things. And I always cut up with Dale. He and I have a great relationship. And he has helped us so much out here this morning. We're going to get started. This is a great night. Y'all get to go home after this. Hey. Let's see. We're going to start tonight with Robert Babay. He's the principal of Argyle Elementary. And don't be trying to impress Chris Ragsdale. Please just make it. See, I'm getting a big applause. Hey, Robert.
Good evening. I'd like to start by thanking Mayor Bacon and council for taking the time to acknowledge the accomplishment of these special individuals. I'm proud to recognize the following recipients of this semester's Mayor's Education Awards from Argyle Elementary. First, student Stella Cerner Fields. Stella is a first grader who has been described by her teacher, Miss Bivens, as an outstanding young lady who is extremely creative and bright. She has a very caring nature and is always looking for ways to help out. Stella wants to please and make things right for everyone. She may be tiny in stature, but she's mighty in her thoughts and ideas. In her free time, Stella enjoys watching TV and playing outside with her 3 brothers. Congratulations, Stella. I think she does. Next, Argyle's Classified Employee of the Year, Crystal Brown. Crystal's been working as a mildly intellectually disabled paraprofessional for the past 2 years. She's a teacher, mother, and friend to many of her students she works with each day. Special education teacher Lisa Berger writes, Crystal goes above and beyond what's expected and does what's needed to meet the needs of her students. Some of her duties include engaging students in follow-up instruction, tutoring or homework help, providing supervision in a group setting, such as cafeteria or playground, or facilitating social skills, peer interactions, and positive behavior support plans. Whatever it may be, Crystal is always there to support and make education fun for her students. Miss Brown has 2 children, sings in her church choir, and believe it or not, finds time to own her own online children's clothing boutique. We are grateful and appreciate all you do. Finally, I'd like to acknowledge Argyle's volunteer recipients, the Foundation Lodge. A wise man once said, "We make a living by what we do, but we make a life by what we give." When you choose to be a partner or a volunteer, you choose to go above and beyond what's expected and instead give what's needed. Foundation Lodge has been unselfishly serving Argyle students over the past 5 years by sending mentors to facilitate and talk about careers, leadership, and how to cope with peer pressure. They also have provided backpacks for school and donated Thanksgiving dinners to Argyle's families during the holidays. Thank you, Foundation Lodge, for supporting Argyle's students and families. Yes, sir.
Belmont Hills Elementary, Bertha Nelson. Let's give it up for Bertha. Get a little Don Cornelius in me when I get to the microphone. Y'all remember him?
Thank you. Good afternoon. Thank you, council members and mayor, for allowing us to be here this evening. Will the recipients from Belmont Hills please come on up? This evening I have the opportunity to introduce our volunteers and our teacher and our student mayor award winners. Our student is Miss Jenny Reyna, and she is one of our 5th grade students, and Jenny is involved in a number of extracurricular activities. She's part of our news crew. She is our Science Olympiad team. She's also a member of our chorus, correct? And she's always participating in any activity, after-school activities that we have. Some of the things that the teachers, I had them write a little bit about her, and they said that, first of all, her parents are her greatest motivation. Jenny's parents moved here from Guatemala because they knew and cherished a rich education as a key to their child's future. And Jenny takes that very seriously, and she is embracing that and going full force with that, her education. Jenny is a social studies guru, and she has a great background and knows almost all things social studies. She's compassionate and friendly and never an unkind word to her peers. And I think the best thing here is that she says, the teacher said that Jenny loves to learn and is visible in the classroom, and she wanted to be a vet when she got older because she loves animals, but now she sees service to her country in the military as the way to go. She plans to join ROTC when she gets into high school. So this Mayor's Award for Miss Jenny Reyna. Our volunteer is Miss Barrios, and Miss Barrios is our volunteer extraordinaire. She is with us every single day of the week almost, whenever she can. Even if she cannot get to school, she doesn't have a ride, she calls somebody, and if we need her, she's there for us. Miss Barrios does so many things I can't even begin to tell you I don't even know what we would do without her. She's one of our copying moms. She does all of our decorations for any activity that we have after school. She does tremendous backdrops for our shows and our programs. She just is loved by all the kids, and the teachers kind of fight for her to volunteer in her classroom. So, Ms. Barrios, we thank you so much for everything you do. Keep coming and don't go away. And our teacher, Mayor Award winner, is Miss Melissa Weatherford. We are so fortunate at Belmont Hills to have Miss Weatherford as a teacher. No matter what the situation may be, she always has a smile on her face and a positive attitude. This year, Miss Weatherford, you took on a new role as our science lab teacher. It was a position that we had never had with a curriculum that didn't exist. So the only expectation that I had for Miss Weatherford was that she provides some hands-on experiences for the students. And Miss Weatherford has taken that to a level that I never imagined. And the students get so excited when they go to Science Lab. One of the teachers, Miss Rutherford, actually was just nominated and selected as our Teacher of the Year at Belmont Hills. And one of the nominees, one of the teachers, she wrote on her nomination form was that when the students realize that it's Science Lab Day, they start hooting and hollering in class. And when she picks them up and brings them back to class, she has to spend 10 minutes at least talking about what they just did in Science Lab. So, Ms. Weatherford, I commend you. You are the epitome of what a teacher should be. Thank you so much.
And there's a $100 gift certificate in each of these things from Jim and Nick's. It's really $5, I think.
Green Acres Elementary.
Green Acres Elementary, Angela White, is that right?
That's correct.
And there's a little lapel pin that you have that says Mayor's Award. If you wear that, nobody can do anything to you. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Council. It is so nice that you chose to have these awards during the National Teacher Appreciation Week. It was perfect timing. It's my pleasure to introduce to everyone tonight Jennifer Tomas. Jennifer is a 5th grade student at Green Acres. She's an honor roll student, and not only does she exceed academically, but this year she has worked with a 2nd grade student who's been struggling in reading. So every morning before school starts, Jennifer goes over, picks up her little tutor, and practices sight words. Thanks to Jennifer's help and a little extra work by this student, that child's reading level has increased 5 levels. Oh, it is with great pleasure, Mr. Mayor, I give you Jennifer. This is right here, sweetie. You're fine. Next is Miss Ginger Childers, Ginger is a 1st grade teacher at Green Acres. She always has a smile on her face. She's fun-loving, she makes learning fun, and she's the teacher that every parent wants their child to have. So it's with great pleasure, Mr. Mayor, Ms. Childers. And last but not least, someone new to our family. This is Susie. Susie is a wonderful volunteer. If you stop by Green Acres, you'll find her somewhere, either in our office, making copies of instructional material, separating and counting, or this morning she served breakfast to my staff in honor of National Teacher Appreciation Week. What makes it even more incredible, she does not have a child at Green Acres. She just comes to volunteer to help us. So thank you so much.
That right there is what it's all about. Boom, she's done. She did a great job. Let's give her a big hand. Angela White. She'll get promoted as soon as I got back to the office. Oh, let's see who's next. Linda Keeney, King Springs. Give her a big hand, Linda Keeney. Here, would you give this to Miss Keeney and then take it away from her when I take it?
Don't do that. Don't listen to what he says. I have a great group of folks up here, and first of all, I want to introduce you our student, who is Daniela Valdevezo. And here's what your teacher said about you. You're going to love this. She's an extraordinary young lady. She's well-rounded, self-motivated, disciplined, eager to learn, compassionate, thorough, and determined. And in addition, Daniela is actively involved in our Beta Club, Girls on the Run, and the King Springs Morning News team. She has also earned, straight A's for this year. You're going to make it for fourth quarter, too? Good. She's a critical thinker, and moreover, Daniela learns from her mistakes and isn't afraid of challenges. She is someone worthy of imitating. She's a great young lady. Congratulations. Dale Kimmel is probably part of a dynamic duo in this community that you may not be aware of. Her husband, Steve Kimmel, is pastor at First Baptist, and she has been a teacher at King Springs for 22 years. And she surprised me several weeks ago and said, "We're retiring." And she's had this silly grin on her face ever since then. And they're sailing off into the sunset together to Venice, Florida. I mean, she talks about it all the time. But while she's been at King Springs, she's been a teacher in various grades, but she's also been a reading recovery teacher. And I look to her all the time. I say that she could make that column, Learn to Read. But more importantly, she works with our teachers and helps them know how to teach reading. She's a diagnostician for us. She's a great staff member, and I'm really going to miss her, so I'm going to have to go to Venice, Florida to visit. I think Mr. Ward would say that Reverend Kimmel could also be a great volunteer for his school, so we really appreciate that. Thank you.
Does Steve know y'all are leaving?
Yeah, yeah, Steve knows they're leaving. And this is Steve and Holly Brooks that I call our dynamic duo for beautification at King Springs. Both of them are landscape architects, and Holly has done unbelievable things for our school in the way of suggesting plants that we plant, in the way of bringing her crews in to help us beautify things like our Gillespie Gardens. And Stephen, in many ways, you get an awful, I bet you don't know this, but there are an awful lot of people that complain about stuff, but they never have a solution for it. And we have a terrible problem with carpool and traffic at King Springs. And so Stephen came up with a plan. And it was an unbelievable plan that when we showed it to the county, they said, "Wow, that's really a good plan." So they're implementing his plan this year, and it's going to help our traffic at King Springs. We get most complaints from neighbors who are just trying to get to work, and they don't care one single thing about King Springs Elementary except they want to get to work. So Stephen has done a beautiful job with that. He's got a great plan, and we're getting to implement that, and I am so lucky to have them. And the beautiful daughter Lauren, and this one's coming to me in 2 years. Right? Right. So the Brooks family, congratulations. You want Lauren? Thank you very much. Thank you.
You can build splosh for that at the school. That driveway design. Nicky Jack, Beverly Lord. King Springs did okay. She just sort of went on and on. It's okay. Still number one is Green Acres. Hey, Beverly, how you doing? Good to see you.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone, Mayor and City Council. Thank you for this opportunity to recognize some very amazing people from Nickajack. First, I'm going to start with this young lady who is by my side. Her name is Catherine Stanek. She is a 5th grade student. She is a fabulous, fabulous student. And actually, your third grade teacher is the one that nominated you. She says that she is always willing to help others. She's very serious about her education, and she helps others when she's asked to help. In addition, Catherine always treats everyone the way she wants to be treated. She is a role model for her fellow students, and she leads by example. She's very actively involved in school and outside of school. She's been part of not the PTA, but your mom has been part of the PTA and your father, but she's part of the Safety Patrol, and she's part of Girlfriends, and I am honored to have her at Nickajack as one of our fabulous students of character. This lady right here is our teacher recipient, and this is Daryl Heflin. Daryl, too, is Nickajack's Teacher of the Year this year. And we're very proud of her accomplishments. Daryl came to me about 5 years ago as a reassignee from another school, and even though she had been displaced, she came to Nickajack ready to dive in and do whatever she was asked to do. And she was always very excited about science. She is a science lab teacher, and I think she's one of the very best I've ever seen because she is so very passionate about teaching science. And she loves playing in the dirt more so than the kids do. And she is always having a great time. The other thing that she does is she writes lots of grants for us so that we can receive materials for our science lab, and we also have a greenhouse. So I'm really honored to have her on my staff. And this wonderful lady is Dr. Portia Carter. She is a very successful orthodontist in the Smyrna community, but she also has a second job. Her second job is at Nickajack because she volunteers often, and she loves doing it. She has twins. There they are, Marley and Maddox, and they're in kindergarten. She's a first-year parent, but she just decided that she wanted to be actively involved, and she does lots and lots of things for our school. She is a gold PTA pal. She has given many resources and time and treasure to our school. One of the things that she did was really wonderful was that she and her husband hosted a holiday party for the students in both of her children's classes. She is a PTA volunteer. She actually chairs a couple of committees for the PTA. I don't know where she gets the time to do that, plus run her business, but she does an awesome job with that. So I am really proud to have her as one of our parents.
Camera this on? Anything, like Superman.
Mayor Bacon, I think I did this last time too.
Oh, you do it every time. Norton Park. Doug Daltrey is the principal. We're in order. Yeah, come on. I think that's right. See if you can beat King Springs. I mean Green Acres, not King Springs.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, council members. It really is an honor to stand up here with these amazing people from Norton Park. And we're going to start with this lovely lady to my right. This is Wynn Childers. The last thing she said to me before we left the building today is, Dr. Doherty, I am not wearing a dress tonight. Looks like Mom won that battle. I don't usually like to read, but her teacher's here who nominated her, and he wrote this better than I can say it. So he used 4 wonderful characteristics to when he thinks about Wynn, and those are having a fine vision, being fearless, being tenacious, and being nurturing. And in his words, these 4 characteristics of eagles led me to make my choice. I would like to nominate Wynn Childers. She fits the profile of having great character and a wonderful work ethic, but she separates herself from others by being an excellent eagle. She's dedicated to the task of not only being the best she can be now, but in the future. Her vision allows her to set goals and work hard to obtain them. Yes, she may fall sometimes, but she always gets back up. She's the type of student that loves challenges, and she gets them quite often. She never gives up, no matter the circumstances or result. She perseveres through each challenge. When the challenge seems to be too hard, Wynn spreads her wings and prepares to soar higher than expectation. Finally, Wynn sets the standard for her classroom. She is all the above listed and more. She has the it factor. She will move mountains one day, and all of us can't wait to see what the future holds for her. Win Childers.
Charles, you want a picture with me? Charles and I actually went to high school together. I've known him for, gosh, at least. Good man.
This lovely lady to my right is Donna Misra. She is our teacher recipient, and she also has that grin of retirement that's coming up very, very soon. But when I think of when you think about Donna, to me, you think about the Statue of Liberty, and it's not because she wears sandals all the time and carries a torch around the building, although we'd like to see that. Yeah. It's the words that are imprinted on the Statue of Liberty, and that's "Give me your tired, your poor, and your huddled masses," and that's what Donna asks for in the children that we have at Norton Park. Give me the children that need a little something extra. Give me the children that have a special need. She wants those children, and she does miracles with them. And not only academically takes them from here to here, which she does very, very well, but she helps her students find their light. And it's hard to know how to thank somebody that can do that. But I thank you, and I know their parents thank you dearly. This is Yoel Morera. He is our volunteer recipient for this school. He's here with his lovely family and his daughter and his son, Yoel Jr. Yoel, he's the epitome of investing in your school. Until recently, he was working the night shift, didn't have a whole lot of extra hours, but he always found them to come in and volunteer in his son and daughter's classroom. Terrifically gifted in landscaping. I don't know how many times I've turned the corner or around a bend in the school and saw something new and beautiful, and somebody will say, well, yeah, Yoel was just there. He loves our school. He's invested in our school. He's invested in our community, and we are very lucky to have him.
Yeah, sure, a picture. We can take time for a picture. Where's which one? I'll do pictures afterwards too. Thank you. Little Jimmy Ward, where's he at? I know y'all go. He's James, but it's little Jimmy Ward. No, it's James Ward. We're glad he's here. Smyrna Elementary. I want to thank Ron Fennell. He's helping me tonight. If it wasn't for him, I'd be wandering around. That's a nice tie, James.
Thank you, sir. I do want to echo the words of my friend and colleague, Linda Keeney, regarding Dr. Steve Kimmel and Dale Kimmel and their leadership in our community. I believe Steve has been at First Baptist for 30 years. But his leadership in the schools and in our community has just been phenomenal. So let's give a round of applause for Steve. I'm very honored to be here with these individuals tonight from Smyrna Elementary. I have the amazing fourth grade student, Miss Destiny Alston. Destiny is an amazing leader in our school. She always makes the right choice, and she's a friend to everyone. And her amazing family is standing over here. Mayor Bacon, you might remember a few years ago we recognized them from Brown Elementary, and you said you wanted them on your Christmas card. They're standing right over here. A beautiful family.
I think they've gotten too big. I see them.
The kids have grown up, and it's been my awesome privilege to be principal to all of their children, and they're just an amazing family, and certainly Destiny is right in line with that, so congratulations to you. Miss Sue Dollar is our 13-14 Teacher of the Year at Smyrna Elementary. And she also has that, you can go ahead and clap for her, absolutely. She has that wonderful smile because she is retiring as well at the end of this school year. But Sue is leaving as a very strong, she's finishing strong in her career with us. She is an incredible teacher who offers lots of love and support to her children and to the parents of our school community. We love Sue and appreciate her leadership over the years. Her wonderful husband Luke is here, and he's always been supportive of the schools where Sue has worked. Sue has been Teacher of the Year at Brown Elementary and now at Smyrna Elementary. So congratulations to Sue. This gentleman next to me is Mr. Dominic Cristelli, and he is one of the proud parents of one of our wonderful kindergartners at Smyrna Elementary. And last summer, I had the privilege to meet with Dominic and his wife, and they were trying to decide, do we stay in private school? Do we go to public school? And so he committed to me last summer as we were conferencing that if he came to Smyrna, he would be very involved and very active. And so they made that decision to come, and he has not missed a beat. He has been the founder of our All Pro Dads group, which is about 75 strong each month. We've had a tremendous support from the dads who have been involved in our school, much to the leadership of this fine gentleman here. So we thank him for all that he does for Smyrna Elementary and for the community, Mr. Dominic Cristelli.
Thank you so much. Got a lot of people retiring. Some of you principals are going to be up creek. These people have been toting y'all water all this time. And Teasley. Leslie Manfield. Good to see you, Leslie. You know the new superintendent over there?
I do.
Oh, good.
Good evening, Mayor. Thank you. Council, thank you for having us. We appreciate it. I'm going to start by recognizing our staff members. So I'm saving the best for last. So you just scoot right over there for 1 second. I have 2 staff members to recognize. That's because Teasley is split right now. We have Teasley Elementary and Teasley Primary. And the first person I want to recognize is Darlene Phillips. Darlene is our Classified Employee of the Year at Teasley Primary. She's our head custodian. And I was smart enough to hire Darlene a little over a year ago. And it was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made. Never have I seen anyone who finds your needs before you even know they exist. And that's recognized not only by me, but by every staff member at Teasley Primary who recognizes her for just her dedication, her hard work, her willingness. Truly, you are a wonderful asset to all of us at Teasley, so thank you so much. And then next, this is Anna Hogan. Anna is the media parapro at Teasley Elementary, and she has just done a phenomenal job. Our media specialist goes back and forth between our 2 campuses, so it's very important to have some wonderful people that are your consistent members in those media centers. And truly, Ms. Hogan has done a wonderful job of just making sure that every student is helped, every teacher has exactly what they need, and just keeping the media center running well. And she was recognized for her hard work and dedication and was elected the Classified Employee of the Year at Teasley Elementary. So, Ms. Hogan, thank you for all you do. Next, I'm going to recognize our wonderful parent volunteer. This is Angela Blackwell. And I think the best way that I can describe Angela is just kind of being the glue that has kept everything running and keeping anything from falling through the cracks, which is exactly what glue does. Angela Blackwell is a past president of PTA, and literally, I run back and forth between 2 campuses, and I think she might run back and forth more than I do. I see her in one building, and then 2 hours later, I'll see her in the other building, just always looking for ways that she can support either PTA, the foundation, our teachers, the front office. It doesn't matter what the need is. Angela is always, always, always willing to pick up the pieces and keep everything functioning beautifully. So, Angela, thank you so much for all you do. And then, like I said, I was saving the best for last. No offense to anyone. But this is Tanisha Shanda. Tanisha is a 5th grader at Teasley. She was nominated for the Mayor's Award by her teachers, who are standing right over here, Miss Gooden and Miss Munford. And when I got the nomination that said Tanisha, I was like, oh, who else could there be to be recognized for the Mayor's Award? Tanisha is, like I said, in 5th grade. She was accelerated, which I kind of regret. That means she skipped a grade. That means I'm not getting to keep her quite as long as I want to. She'll be going on to middle school next year, but she's involved in many things at school. She's been on the Reading Bowl. She won the spelling bee at Teasley the last 2 years in a row, and then did so well in the Cobb County spelling bee that she went on to the district spelling bee and did very well. Just a wonderful representative for Teasley. But I think the most fabulous thing about Tanisha is how self-motivated she is. She is kind. She is kind to everyone, and I don't think I've ever heard anything cross come out of her mouth in the 3 years that I've known her. Always works hard, always goes above and beyond, always looking for the ways that she can do her best and be her best. So, Tanisha, we are so thankful that we've had you at Teasley for these years.
Leslie, B+.
Campbell Middle and Chris Salter, assistant principal.
Campbell Middle, Chris Salters. Hello, how you doing? Oh, I like that tie. St. Patrick's Day, huh? No, it's Cinco de Mayo. It's Cinco de Mayo.
I'm getting it mixed up. All right, good evening. I'm Chris Salter, the assistant principal at Campbell Middle School. Gail Johnson, the principal, could not be here. Thank you, Mayor. I'll start off with our student recipient. Her name is Bianca Lopez. She's an 8th grade student at Campbell Middle. She's in the National Junior Honor Society. She's part of the Peer Helpers, Sources of Strength. She's in the band, also part of a Junior Achievement. She does a lot of mission work with her church. She's also in all advanced content classes, so somehow with all of that, she manages to do all her schoolwork too. So we're very proud of her. She's a very, very caring person. She's very balanced and principled student, and Miss Ann Dubik, the person who nominated her, is right in the back, and we appreciate Bianca and all she does at Campbell Middle School. Next, we have Miss Martha Ruffner, and she is not retiring, and we hope that she is with us for a very, very long time.
She was just born, look.
Well, she has been with us for 7 years. She is extremely flexible. She started off as a drama teacher, and then she went to 7th grade English, then she went to 6th grade English, and now she's teaching advanced content with 6th grade. She's part of the drama club. She helps out with a Renaissance program. Some students came this year and wanted to start a school newspaper, so she agreed to also be the sponsor of the school newspaper, and she's helped us raise money for Relay for Life. So she is very valuable. She's an inspiration to all of our students, and we appreciate her very much. Our parent recipient is Miss Jill McCurry. She has a daughter actually in Miss Ruffner's class. She's a new parent to Campbell Middle School. From the very beginning, she has been very much a champion of Campbell. We do tours every month, and she started showing up and helping our administration give the tours. So we appreciate that. More importantly, she's out in the community spreading the good word about Campbell Middle School. So we appreciate her. She's become an integral part of the PTSA going forward. And I know that she was at our open house just the other night getting ready for PTSA for next year. So we appreciate Ms. McCurry and all she does at Campbell Middle School.
A little unusual to have two of them out of the same class. Griffin Middle School. I love pronouncing this guy's name. Let's see what we got here. Dr. Mark Krakatigabuki. I took mechanical drawing.
I don't know. That's an improvement than what he did last time. So we're getting there. So.
Thank you, Mark.
Mr. Mayor. It's my honor to introduce Ms. Krishna Patel. She's an amazing student. So a couple things I just want to read from her teachers, and I have a few things I want to say. And typically when we do our 8th graders, we go to our 8th grade teachers and say, who's deserving of the award. And the teachers were very, very adamant that this young lady gets the award. So teachers nominated Krishna for the Mayor's Award for this semester. She is mature, happy and well-rounded. She's maintained all A's and B's throughout her middle school career. She's a positive influence on students, maintains a good relationship with adults, and has proven to be a leader among her peers. Christian is a diligent and eager student whose hunger for knowledge is contagious. And she is always smiling, which I know you guys can see now. And it's funny, it's a big surprise when they're first nominated, but when her nomination came out and I looked through the hallways, her 6th grade teachers were all taking credit for her getting the award, and I saw her 7th grade teachers taking credit for the award. So I'm going to ask your permission as your principal. Can I take a little bit of credit for the award? Do I have your permission? So, and I'd like to thank her parents, Mr. and Ms. Patel, for raising just an amazing, amazing daughter. So. We have a smile here, too. Anybody want to take a guess why I'm smiling? We're retiring this year. So this is Miss Sally Sullivan. And one of the things I really enjoy about this is I get to find things about a people that I never normally would know. And I found out some interesting things, Miss Sullivan. This is actually Miss Sullivan's 2nd Mayor's Award. She was also Griffin Teacher of the Year, a former language arts coordinator. And I guess her mom was a librarian in Elberton, and when she was a young girl, she spent lots of time in the library. I guess that's where she kind of developed her love for reading and knowledge and academics. So Mom had a big say in that. And I didn't know that you were a musician and an athlete in high school, too. I didn't have any idea. She went to Shorter College. Early in her teaching career, she taught music in DeKalb County. Then her children were born. She took some time off. And I guess when the kids got a little bit older, Miss Sullivan came back to work. She came to Griffin, and I think I was trying to get the exact. Is it 27 years at Griffin? 27 years at Griffin, and we're getting ready to say goodbye. We're getting ready to say goodbye to Miss Sullivan. She will always be a member of the Griffin family. She is irreplaceable, and we are really going to miss you. All right, now the next thing, I'm going to take everybody back to January 28th. Does anybody remember that night? January 28th. I'd like to introduce Mr. Narayan Shingupta. January 28th, I called my wife around 4:30 and said, I don't think I'm going to make it home tonight. But at 4:30, I had no idea that the kids weren't going to make it home. I knew I wasn't getting home, but we had no idea the kids weren't getting home. So Narayan came by, I don't know, maybe 6:30, knocked on the door. We opened up the door, and he said, what do you need? So I said, what do you got? We don't have too much at this point. So they brought over some snacks and, I don't know, whether it's some Pop-Tarts and things that the kids eat. And Narayan said, I'll call you throughout the night just to let tell me what you need. And so he came back a few times. And Patricia, I see you back there. Thank you, because she was with him as well. So thank you. Got a call from Mr. Gaddis around maybe 10 o'clock at night and said there are no more buses coming. We had about 40 kids left. I had about 40 staff left. So we knew we were in for the night. So I was in touch with Narayan the next morning, and this is the email that Narayan sent me. This is after getting off with the fire department and the police department. He sent over 5 boxes of donuts, 2 large containers of powdered chocolate to make hot chocolate, 10 boxes of spaghetti, 10 bottles of ragu pasta sauce, tomato and cheese, 10 baguettes, 10 bags of frozen mixed veggies, because you got to have something healthy in there, 10 2-liter bottles of Coke, 5 2-liter bottles of Diet Coke, 5 boxes of instant popcorn, 2 large plastic 3-gallon tubs of ice cream, 100 styrofoam plates, 2 2.5-gallon water bottles, 10 frozen pepperoni pizzas, and 5 boxes of Kroger Pop-Tarts. And then the best part is he says, this will not win any awards at the health food fair, but it'll give you a slight strategic reserve on the chance that you have kids at school for dinner and throughout the night and to breakfast tomorrow. So I would like to thank Narayan. He was in a beacon of light in a dark night, and we actually had fun. I wouldn't want to do it for a second night, but one night was fun, but amazing. So congratulations.
Ryan, thanks. Good work.
27 years at Griffin Middle School. Only 6 years at Campbell High School. That's all it took me to get out. Chris Ragsdale's here. Let's give him a big hand. He's still here. Campbell High School, Denise McGee. Look, you're in, so just don't.
I'm there. Good evening, everyone. I'm Denise McGee, the proud principal of Campbell High School, and it's an honor for me to recognize 3 outstanding people. Mr. Lee, if you will come up. I saw you some. Oh, there you are. I'm sorry. Mayor and Council, thank you for this opportunity. We appreciate your continuous support. I'm going to start with Mr. Lee, our building engineer, because oftentimes we overlook the most important people in our building. And Mr. Lee was at Harrison, I believe, before he joined us last year. He came to Campbell High School. An extremely dedicated, hard-working individual. You could not find a more committed person who's attentive to details, will do whatever is needed, and goes above and beyond to get the job done. And Mr. Lee, we appreciate everything that you did. Going back to that snow night, he spent the night at school to make sure that 2 of our assistants were safe and warm and made sure that everything was in order. So we truly appreciate everything that you do for Campbell High School. Thank you. Here is a very special individual, a 10th grader at Campbell High School, Carter Biggie. And Carter is described as hardworking, motivated, disciplined, and always willing to share his knowledge. Also, back at that snow night, I received a very positive, pleasant email from a community member commending Carter for his outstanding efforts with helping others. He was there getting people out of the snow, pushing cars, then left there and went to Griffin. So I think from about 1:30, he left Campbell High School until that evening, he worked helping others. So Carter, we're recognizing you not just for what you do at Campbell High School, but your willingness to serve beyond the classroom. So thank you for everything you do, Carter. Here is another very special individual, Miss Margaret Johnson. We were calling her Carolyn Johnson. They had her listed as Carolyn Johnson. She was also recognized as our Volunteer of the Year. So it is Margaret Johnson. Margaret volunteers in our school counseling office, and she contacted our head counselor to find out, is there a need? Can I be a regular parent volunteer? Well, she has been there every week since the start of school doing whatever is needed in our school counseling department. Not only does she help, but she brings supplies that are not even requested. She just does it because she will see a need and she will go out and do whatever is needed. So Margaret, you are extremely reliable, dependable, and we appreciate all that you do for us in the school counseling office. So thank you very much.
The check's in the mail. Okay. There are no checks. Haven Academy. Sharon, I love this. Another Sweetly? It's close enough.
Thank you.
Wait a minute.
I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding.
Thank you so much, Mayor Bacon and Council, for having us. Haven Academy is very fortunate to have 2 campus locations right here in the heart of Smyrna, and we want to honor 2 staff members tonight who have shared their entire careers with our program. That's a lot of dedication, and both ladies are fully retired but have come back after their retirement to continue their good work with us. So I'd like to introduce Robin Baumgarten, my assistant director, to share her nomination for these 2 dedicated staff.
All right, I'm going to start with Deb Sammons. And Deb Sammons has been with the Haven program for 34 years as a classroom teacher and as a lead teacher. She provides exceptional staff support and has been instrumental in the success of the Haven program. She will go the extra mile for her students, as well as the parents and the colleagues. She has developed many beneficial initiatives and procedures for the Haven program, and she will be missed as she will be retiring at the end of the school year. Ms. Sammons has made many positive contributions to our program. Thank you. Pauline Terrell. Pauline is the supervisor for the Haven program, and she has been with the Haven program for 40 years, and we have just celebrated our 40th anniversary. Wow. Pauline has great ability in inspiring others and fostering teamwork. She leads by example with her cooperative spirit, and she has a passion for the Haven program. Her innovative approach, her knowledge of working with students with autism and developmental disabilities, and her untiring efforts have contributed to the success of the Haven program. She has worked alongside many staff members and parents to provide successful outcomes for many, many students. She'll be around forever, we hope.
I did the arithmetic. That's 74 years. Boy, y'all are going to be hurt when they leave. International Academy. Kara. That's what I said. Shirok. Principal.
It's one syllable. But
Principal. I got that right.
you have too much fun with names. Yeah. Good evening. Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to recognize some of the stars at IAS. The first person that I have the pleasure of introducing to you is an 8th grader. Her name is Annie Lam. She is our current student council president. She's a member of Junior Beta. And when asking the teachers some things about her, if I were to read those to you, we'd end up in a tear zone like we were back in the fall. So I'm not going there twice. But some of the words that they've used to describe her: she excels academically. She is dedicated, balanced. She is purpose-driven, exceptional, confident, remarkable, caring, creative, and respected by her peers. And there's something in middle school when you have the respect of your peers and you are surrounded by friends. That is a true compliment. She excels academically. She plays piano. This summer, which is scary to me, she is going to be competing at the national level for Taekwondo. Yay. I am very proud to send her on her way to continue her excellence at Campbell High School next year in the IB program as well. So congratulations, Annie.
Your little brother right there.
It is.
Look at it. How's it going?
And
photo op.
The next person is one of our extraordinary teachers. Again, as a new principal to IAS this year, everyone's new. Everything is new. But Ms. Merritt quickly rose to the top as one of our leaders and exemplary instructors. When asked for her peers to describe her experience, some of the words that they shared about her were: she's a leader, she's a risk taker, she steps out there and asks some crazy questions for her students and her team, but it's always with the idea of doing what's best for kids, and I'm always behind that. She's energetic, spontaneous, flexible, open-minded, enthusiastic, and again, as a principal coming in new, I can count on her to set the bar high for her colleagues and the staff. So, Miss Elizabeth Merritt. And my volunteer is not here, but I would be remiss if I didn't say something brief. For those in the community who may know her, I wanted the opportunity to say her name out loud. Miss Nicole Jones-Jackson serves as our current hospitality chair for PTA, and she'll be taking on the role of treasurer next year. She is nonstop. I challenge anyone to be able to keep up with her. She is generous and committed to all things IAS. So it is a pleasure and a privilege for me to be able to recognize these amazing individuals. So thank you so much.
And the one we've been looking for, Whitfield Academy. It's a big guy, Dr. Kevin. Dr. Kevin, it's like Dr. Phil, Dr. Kevin. How you doing?
He's not here.
Oh, you're not Kevin.
I'm not Kevin.
This is the bow tie guy. How you doing? Ain't this great? You're pretty tall, aren't you?
Thank you. Dr. Kevin Breacher could not be here tonight. We have a very important school board meeting tonight. But it's good to see Ron Fennell here. I have lunch with your wife many days. She works at Whitfield, and that's an interesting thing to say to a guy, right? Ron's wife, Cindy, works at Whitfield, and And his son and my son are classmates. So it's great to see you. Three wonderful people to recognize tonight from Whitfield. Justin, go to the back of the line. Suna Cantor. Suna Cantor is our volunteer of the year, although that may be news to some folks at Whitfield because Suna is on campus so much that I think that more than half the community thinks she works for Whitfield. But she does not work for us, although any amount of money that she would charge us would be ridiculously too low for all that she does for us. She and her family have lived in Smyrna for 12 years. She is the co-vice president of our Lower School Parent Association. She volunteers at admissions tours and events. She serves on the New Family Welcoming Committee. Let's see, what else do you do, Suna? She coordinates the Lower School Teacher Christmas Fund. She's worked on Teacher Appreciation Day, Grandparents' Day, Muffins with Mom, Field, Fine Arts Day, Field Day, Mileage Club, Sweetheart Ball, Friday Fun Fellowship, Relay Exchange, and in her spare time, she helped start the 5th grade Girls Run Club. Outside of Whitfield, Suna volunteers at Seven Bridges Ministry in Smyrna. She also participates with her family in Smyrna Soccer, Smyrna Baseball, and Smyrna Upward Football. Our volunteer of the year who has more energy than 4 people, Suna Cantor. And our employee, who was our middle school teacher of the year last year, Eden Gullidge. Eden and her family have lived in Smyrna for 17 years, and she has been the director of the Academic Enrichment Center at Whitfield for the past 9 years. In that capacity, she provides academic support to all 3 divisions at Whitfield, lower, middle, and upper school, from pre-K all the way to 12th grade, and she does a fantastic job doing it. So she works with children who need accommodations to their learning. She also coordinates our testing program and our tutoring program. So Eden is someone who, there are many people at Whitfield who would tell you they've had struggles with dyslexia or ADHD or dyscalculia, and they would tell you that there is no way they would be as successful at Whitfield if it wasn't for Eden. And many of those students are some of our top students, and she has worked hard to get them to that level. So thank you, Eden, for all that you do. Justin Brendel. Justin did not want to come tonight because he does not really like to stand up in front of groups and be recognized. Justin, in many ways, embodies all that Whitfield Academy is about. He is getting ready to graduate from Whitfield in just a couple of weeks. He will be going off to Haverford College in Pennsylvania on a full ride plus. They're going to pay for his tuition, room, board, books, and they're going to give him money every year for him to donate to a nonprofit organization of his choice. The total value of the package he's being offered from Haverford is in excess of $270,000. Justin is an outstanding student academically. He's graduating from Whitfield with a perfect 4.0 GPA. He is our star student, which means he had the highest 3-part combined SAT score at Whitfield. He is also the president of our honor council. He is also one of the captains of our lacrosse team. And on Friday night, we won the cup for being the best 1A lacrosse program in the state of Georgia, and this guy was the tournament MVP. So he will be playing lacrosse for Haverford. And, you know, but all of that, Justin would be the first one to tell you, all of that is not what's most important to him. What is most important to Justin is the Lord Jesus Christ. He is an outstanding believer. He loves the Lord. He lives out his faith every day. His classmates recognize him for his outstanding Christian testimony. And he is a young man who, with humility and authenticity, lives the Christian life the way that it's supposed to be. And for that reason, I'm proud to call him a friend. Thank you.
business card? You need a financial advisor, and I can help you out. So. Hey, whose phone is this? Hello? Yeah, he's coming home.
Justin.
Hello. Whose phone is this? Ha 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 ha. Dude. Confidant. I wouldn't tell this guy anything. That concludes our program. And I'll say this seriously. What drives our community is our schools. And I know for y'all it's a struggle every day, but the folks that run the schools from the Ivory Towers up on Glover Street, which is really not that nice up there, to the principals and all the staff, and we really appreciate what y'all do for us. And Smyrna's great, and I've enjoyed Chris talking to you publicly, and Charles Childress is here, Slade Gullidge is here. Anybody else I owe a promise to? I just met you tonight. Thank y'all so much. My sister Linda, help us all. Thank y'all very much, and y'all have a great summer. If I didn't embarrass you enough, I'll do it again next time. Where's Chubby at?
Hell, I don't know.